In case you haven't noticed, it's the countdown to the King's coronation. Prince Harry has finally confirmed that he will be attending, but won't be bringing his wife with him. And Meghan Markle won't be the only familiar face absent from the occasion. The Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, reportedly isn't invited. Well, joining me now is royal broadcaster and commentator Rafe Heydel-Mankoo. Hello there, Rafe. So let's talk about the elephant in the room first, shall we? Meghan isn't coming, and people seem quite happy about that.
Yes, it seems to be quite a happy settlement now to have Prince Harry at the coronation, which is only right. We know how much the King wanted to have both his sons there in attendance for what is essentially the most important day of his life, and never in history has an adult son not attended his father's coronation. So in that sense, that's very good. And also, yes, you're quite right. Having this, I suppose, having this coronation on the fourth birthday of Archie gave Meghan a convenient excuse not to attend. One wonders what her excuse would have been had the coronation been in June, for example. The public, of course, aren't at all upset that she's chosen not to attend, but I think she's acutely aware of how deeply unpopular she is in this country. And I think the prospect of this otherwise perfect princess, as she wants to appear, the sight of her being booed and heckled when she passed members of the public en route to the coronation, I think that was too much for her to bear. We know she's been keeping a very low profile over the past few months since the release of Spare. And certainly the 2023 this year has been something of an annus horribilis for both Harry and Meghan. We've seen their poll ratings in America plummet to such a low status that Prince Andrew is now more popular than Meghan and Harry in America. And I don't think they could really countenance any further blows, having been humiliated by South Park and Chris Rock and numerous other late-night talk show hosts.
I suppose, Rafe, on the one hand, though, she's damned if she does and she's damned if she doesn't. People will be annoyed if she came, and they're annoyed that she's not coming. But you think, on balance, it was the correct choice to make for her to stay away?
I think, well, I was very happy. I would have been happy if they both stayed away, actually. The whole purpose of the coronation is to celebrate the new king. The king is supposed to be forging a bond between the crown and the people again, a contract. All attention should be on what's not a family occasion. This is a state occasion, the most important ceremonial and constitutional event we have, the first one for 70 years. And just, I would think, the presence of either of them alone will cause enough of a distraction with their photographs competing with photographs of the king and queen on the front pages. But anyway, I think this is a good settlement, and I think she was quite right to not to attend. Although, of course, you could also think in the other way that it would be a wonderful fourth birthday present for Archie to actually be present at the coronation of his grandfather, a grandfather he hasn't really got to know.
And now, Rafe, we're hearing details emerging of the lineup for the concert planned, and King Charles will have the great opportunity to go hello to Lionel Ritchie, won't he?
That's right. So a lot of speculation about the concert that will take place at Windsor Castle on May the 7th in front of an audience of 2,000 people who've balloted for tickets. And yes, we have a few names already lined up. We have, as you've mentioned, Lionel Ritchie, who won't be dancing on the ceiling, I suspect, but he's been chosen. And of course, he in 2019 became Prince Charles, as he then was, Prince Charles's first global ambassador for the Prince's Trust. Also performing will be Katy Perry, who I'm told is an American pop star, and she also has sound royal credentials. She is an ambassador for one of the Prince's charities, the British Asian Trust, and she's also in attendance, as well as the three remaining members of Take That. And of course, Gary Barlow organised the 2012 Diamond Jubilee concert for the Queen. So some very sound royal connections with some of these performers. And also, the King is well known for his love of classical music, not quite such a fan of pop music. And of course, we used to wonder whether at the Platinum Jubilee, whether our 90-something-year-old monarch really appreciated all the music that was being performed. But for this concert, we'll also have some classical music. So Andrea Bocelli will be performing a duet with a very famous Welsh singer who's now just escaped my mind. Yeah. And there'll also be performances from Friar Ridings and some classical soul music from Alexis French. may have news about Bette Midler also coming over. Stay tuned to see whether that will come to fruition. And apparently, Sir Paul McCartney has been approached in terms of being the centrepiece of this performance, but that's as yet unconfirmed.
Superb, and thanks for dropping in the kind of dancing on the ceiling pun there for Lionel Ritchie. Well done. Thank you very much for that. Rafe Heydel-Mankoo, thank you for joining us on the King's Coronation Update.